That's right. Hello and welcome back to some more gosh forsaken predictions. That's right, folks. We're going to sit here and we're just going to go through all the matches. We're going to figure out who the ding dang higgity heck is going to win. And, maybe we'll be right, maybe we'll be wrong. We'll never know. Hopefully I'll not slur my words like I just did. So the only way to find out is we're just going to have to jump straight into it. First match is the Women's Tag Team Championship match with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler going against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. This match could honestly go either way because you could have Raquel and Liv win the titles back because technically they did never really lose them. Liv got injured, so Raquel, didn't she have to defend by herself? No, she was in a tournament and then she lost. That's right. So they could always just go with Liv and Raquel again if they really wanted to, or they could go against the grain and they could be like, you know what? It's not your time anymore, and they could just have whatchamacallit, Ronda Rousey, UFC. I like that's a name that somebody gave them on Reddit, so it could be UFC. Oh, Liv Moss. Liv Moss was the tag name for Raquel and Liv. I think it's going to be really close, but at the end of the day, I think that they are probably just going to stick with UFC. So you know what, man? I'm going with UFC on this one. I think they're going to take the win. Next is Gunther versus Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, Riddle isn't winning this. It would be really good if Riddle did win this. This would be very interesting if he did, but I don't think that he is. I don't think it's Gunther's time just yet. I think that I feel like you would know, and it's not, I don't think it's going to be Riddle. I think that they're just sort of giving you what's the word? They're basically like, hey, Riddle's back. He's not going to be like that, funny, goofy, not very bright guy who references weed all the time. He is going to be a hardcore, gritty, strong style fighter. And this match is going to show you that side of him. And it's going to be an incredible match, and it's going to be really hard hitting. And I think it's going to be really good. And it's going to showcase both of them very well. But I think at the end of the day, Riddle is going to be the one who ends up, I was going to say takes the win on this, but he's not. And Riddle is going to be the one who unfortunately ends up losing. And I know how that sounds, but I don't think, I don't know. I just don't see Matt winning. So I'm going with Gunther. Next is Cody Rhodes versus Dominic Mysterio. So if you don't already know, the reports have come out that Brock Lesnar is going to make his return at Money in the Bank, and that is going to set out the rubber match for SummerSlam. Cody could win, and then Brock Lesnar could show up and then smack him up, and that's how they get to SummerSlam. But I don't know. I think that Dom might be going over here, so I'm going with Dom. I love Dom. I think Dom's been doing absolutely fantastic, so that's the reason why I'm going to go for him over Cody. Next is the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match with Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, Zelina Vega, Bayley, Io Sky, and Trish Stratus. So Io Sky's winning this. Again, if you've been reading up on the reports, it's been pretty much set in stone who's going to be winning it and, why they're going to be winning it and that sort of stuff. And I know that it obviously sounds like Bayley could win it or Becky Lynch could win it because of that stare down that she had at Money in the Bank. Nope. The stare down that she had with, Rhea Ripley. Man, there's so many different women and men and children and God. Anyway, regardless of all that, I wouldn't have gone with Trish. Maybe Zoe, maybe, but even then, I probably would have went with Bayley or Becky. But knowing that it's more than likely going to be Io Sky, we're just going to go with her. Next is the men's Money in the Bank match with Ricochet, LA Knight, Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and Logan Paul. So they threw Logan in there specifically because they just wanted to throw a wild card, you never know who it's going to be, you know what I mean? And I don't really think, obviously it's not going to be Logan, right? Obviously it's going to be LA Knight because, again, everybody and their grandmother was like, yeah, LA Knight's definitely going to win, and he's super over, and it would be dumb to not give him some type of push, in some capacity. It definitely sounds like LA Knight is at least 90 to 95% winning. And I'm fairly confident. I'd be willing to bet good money that LA Knight is going to go home with a winner. I could always be wrong, to be 100% honest with you, but there's a 100% chance that LA Knight could potentially win. So you know what? I'm just going to go with him. Next is the Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. If I look a little bit weird, it's because I moved my camera around so that I could look a little bit more straighter on, because I noticed I wasn't parallel with the camera. So hopefully that fixes the perspective. It hopefully does. Or not. Anyway, okay. So Usos, Roman Reigns, and Solo Sikoa, they were on a creative split on what they think was supposed to happen with this match. I don't 100% know because it sounds like they haven't really come to a conclusion yet. I'm sure they have. It's literally the night, well, at the time of this recording, it's the night before, but at the time of this video being uploaded, it is the day of. I'm sorry this came out late, by the way. I don't know if I said that already. Sorry for this coming out so late. I actually wasn't even thinking, and I was just like, I think it was on like, yeah, man, it was literally like today. I was like, oh snap, I didn't make a video. Anyway, I'm making it now. Point is, I think that the Usos are going to win. I think the Usos are going to win. I think that the Bloodline storyline arc is over, and I think that we need to be moving into a new chapter with this whole thing, and I don't think that we need to be harping too much on the fact that the Usos are not with Roman anymore. I think we need to be moving on, and we need to be getting into like a different like avenue with this. And I think the thing that they're probably going to go with, more than likely, at least as far as I can tell, is that Solo Sikoa is going to play a factor in this match in some way or form, and he's probably either going to scorched earth, right, and betray everybody and just go on his own, or he's probably going to betray Roman, because after this match, right after they lose, Solo's going to be like, you know what, Roman, you're absolutely useless, I'm out of here, and it's just going to be Roman and Heyman. Or I said this on my podcast, right, and I was like, oh, Heyman could betray Roman. Heyman could be looking at Roman and be like, you know what, you're absolutely useless, I'm done with you, I'm not going to be working with you anymore, come on Solo, we're out of here. It could go either way, but I think at the end of the day, that Usos winning is what is going to spark the whole new arc and the change. So I'm going with the Usos on this one. Finally, we have Seth Rollins taking on Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. More than likely, it's going to be Seth. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that really want, I almost said Vince. I don't know why I was going to say Vince. I know that there's a lot of people out there that really want Finn to win, and I completely understand. Right? Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. The whole 7 years thing, that definitely, I definitely felt some type of way when he had to relinquish the title, and the fact that like Seth Rollins has definitely been very much of an asshole about this, ever since that. Me personally, I would love it if Finn just stuck it to Seth. Why do I want to say Vince? Stuck it to Seth and just took the title away, and I said this before, like, it would be nice if you just zig when you think they're gonna zag, and Finn does end up winning the title, and then Seth chases Finn all the way through SummerSlam, and then they have like a second match where, maybe Finn wins via heel shenanigans, or Seth wins, because of something else taking place, and then that gives them an excuse to have like the third and final match later on down the line at Survivor Series. No, that wouldn't work. Either way, odds are they're not going to take the title away from them that quickly. It'd be a little bit soon, but if they did, it would more than likely be because of a storyline, and not because like, oh, everybody wants Finn to win, so we're just going to give it to Finn. So yeah, man, I'm definitely going with Seth for the winner on this one. Who do we got? I've got UFC taking out Liv Moss for the for the undisputed, right? Whatever. The Women's Tag Team Championships, because again, it just seemed a little bit unnecessary for them to go through the whole match of trying to unify it and everything. And then all of a sudden, Liv Morgan and Raquel show up and they just smack them, and it's like, okay, well now these are ours now. And then it's like, there's not really much of a women's division to be, there's not much of a women's tag division, to be totally honest with you. I mean, it's literally just Alba Fire, Isla? Either way, one of them, right? One of the islands, one of the Cayman Islands or whatever. And then you've got Raquel and Liv, and then you got May and Ronda and Shayna, and that's honestly the only team. Well, no, you have Damage Control. That's 100% true. You can definitely do that. Either way, there's only, and even then, it's like very sparse. So I don't really think that would be a good idea to like take the title off of them. Next is the IC Championship, Gunther and Riddle. Gunther is retaining this one. They're obviously they're doing like a return for Riddle, and this is like the best match to put him in, because I mean, what better match to put him in than a match with like a very formidable opponent? Again, he's obviously not going to win, but this is more so just sort of showing you like, hey, Riddle's back and he's better than ever, you know what I mean? Dominic is going over Cody Rhodes because of some heel shenanigans by Brock, and that's obviously going to bleed the match into SummerSlam, and I'm sure that match is going to be absolutely incredible. And if this is the main event, then sure, fine, what better, man, Dominic going over Cody Rhodes, again, by heel shenanigans, but Dominic going over Cody Rhodes in the main event, that's going to be incredible. I've got Io Sky taking the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match here. Nothing really to say too much about this. It's basically because everybody else is basically saying the exact same thing, and it'd be kind of weird to go against that. Same thing with the Men's Money in the Bank match. LA Knight is the favorite to win, and again, to be fair, just because they're the favorites doesn't mean they are going to win. But like, if everybody thinks that they're going to win, then it'd be kind of weird to like go against that. So I'm just going to, again, play the safe bet, and I think that that's what's going to happen. Usos are going over Reigns and Sikoa, and I think that is going to be the reason why we move into the next arc of the Bloodline storyline, because Roman has lost everything, and it can either mean that Sikoa is betraying him or Heyman's betraying him. Someone's going to be making a move here. I don't know who, and I don't know when, and I don't know why, but it's got to be the Usos going over them, and something else has got to be happening with that. And I've got Finn losing to Seth, unfortunately. As much as I would love Finn to win here, I don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. I don't think we're going to get Demon Finn or anything like that. I don't think that this match is going to be like super duper super special. I just think I really like this feud though, but at the end of the day, man, unfortunately Seth is going over, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Folks, that's going to do it for this episode. Hopefully everybody has a wunderbar tonight and a wunderbar tomorrow, and as always, big hugs all around.